Who's you? In addition to Cos. And welcome to this week's edition of our Week at a Glance video, featuring both weeks 13 and 14. We'll begin this week's episode within our Google Classroom. As you can see, there's my contact information. As always, if you're sending me a text to my Google Voice number, please include your name and your student's name. Please be aware that due to confidentiality, certain things I may ask to make a phone call or talk in person versus send texts. Minus the name of who I'm talking to, there will probably be not much of a response other than who am I speaking with. We have in here today's newsletter that it's going home with the students. Some older materials, including our Spirit Days, which continue on through next week, and our breakfast and lunch menus for November. The December ones are a saved announcement and will be coming soon. We've talked a little bit about the 5-day break coming after school ends on Tuesday. So there is no school on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. But just by chance, your student gets bored. We had a couple ideas. One is to read for 20 minutes a day. Should do that every day. Data shows that it actually improves student literacy. I also encourage students to write for 10, 15, or 20 minutes from their own interest. Not necessarily saying, hey, write a letter, write a narrative, but just kind of writing and using words. That'll benefit them as a writer. We also, understanding that students like online content, we have this Padlet, and that's available, if you saw here, from the classwork tab, and students can access it with their @sagshipschool.net emails. Under classroom resources, they click on it, it opens there. We have everything for math, like happy numbers, ST math, stuff with times tables, which would be very beneficial. Reading A to Z, other reading opportunities. Social studies, including citizenship and geography. Technology, code.org is a really popular one. Either of these for their own interest of typing would be great. Have some Ojibwe language resources, and we even have Duolingo, which students really enjoy in class, and Room Research, which will be a little more gamey. But these ones generally have been checked out by one of our staff. We're fairly confident in our students utilizing this on their own, and we trust the academic value. We might give them, something to do when they're bored for the 9th time, and it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, looking at our newsletter this week, we do have a Spirit Week, and I'll bring that flyer up now. Monday is Harvest Day. We'll wear fall colors, so it's pretty wide open. And then Tuesday, wear your pajamas, school appropriate, please. Be comfortable for our last day before the break. We do have a food drive going on. We know there's always people that are in need, both in our school community and our community at large. So if you could bring or send items in, that would be greatly appreciated. Non-perishable items, canned food. It's going to be dropped off right here to the academy. I've noticed some other classes have a little bit more than us if you're the competitive type. Wink, wink, nod, nod. We do have some schedule notes. There will be no school, like I mentioned, from Wednesday through Friday next week. So if you're a traveling person, you can leave on Tuesday night now. You don't have to wait till the end of the day, Wednesday. We have homework as part of our normal day. Students should be bringing home a homework folder every day. Now, they may not always have homework, but as we try to get them organized for middle school, we feel it's a great idea to bring their notes, their papers, even if they don't actually have one that day. And then they bring it back. We do have classwork. If it doesn't get finished, it does become homework. And beyond that, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we send assignments home just to kind of give students a little bit of that responsibility practice. If any of these assignments or you ever have questions, please do reach out to me. The weather is changing. As you may have noticed, the weather is going up and down. We saw snow flurries yesterday, and I was outside with shorts and a t-shirt a couple days before that. We definitely want to make sure students have things at school that will keep them warm and comfortable. That may be dressing in layers or keeping a hoodie or a coat in their locker. We are to the point of the year where I'm kind of starting to advise against Crocs, because it ends up with wet feet and students aren't that comfortable. And when they're not comfortable, they're not going to do their best work. If you have any questions about policies, please do let me know. We've already talked about the student being, what to do with board. I do also want to bring up that we have a book drive going on. And the result of it is there will be at Mount Pleasant Discovery Museum, a free books for the community. And that's from 10 to 6 those days. And I encourage you to consider visiting. Students can always use some more books. If you're interested in donating, and I'll have these flyers in the newsletter as well. All these types of books, here's where you can drop them off. Now, finally getting to our learning plans. Oh, let's go back to this first. What are we learning before we get to the learning plan? We've just completed a chapter on division with 2-digit divisors, and we'll be moving to decimals next. Just remember with the standards-based grading, if your students struggled and didn't get a 3, there will still be opportunities for us to help them get there. So keep supporting them. Division is difficult. It's likely that there'll be some students who aren't quite there yet. Language arts, we've been looking at a unit on inventors and innovation, although we'll be using some scholastic resources during our short week. Social studies, we're looking at the Columbian Exchange, and science, the water cycle. You see there's actually more language than normal because it's for 7 school days and not just 5. And you can see our learning plans right here. A couple assessments on the last Tuesday. If students are absent that day, they'll complete it on Monday when they return. Shouldn't be a harsh week. We know it's going to be chaotic. Students are looking forward to that long break. And we do want to make sure students actually have the opportunity to relax a little bit. Yes, reading and writing and some online stuff is great, but a little time for friends and family is a good thing too. And you can look that we get back at it when we return for week 14 after the break. And looks like a pretty normal week. We may say, Mr. Ireland, what's TBA? Scholastic. We don't yet have our newest magazine. So what the date is of that, that'll get fit in there. As always, if you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns about our learning plan, please do reach out to me. Well, as we reach this Friday afternoon, hope everyone, when they see this video, has a great weekend. We're going to spend the rest of our day working on our shakers over at 7th Generation. And then from there, get a couple days off, work a couple days in the classroom, building our skills, and then that 5-day break. And then we'll come back. There will not be an episode on Tuesday and no new newsletter. And we're putting this all together. You get a break from me on this one, so yay for you. If you have any questions about login information for students, please do email me. I will be responding to emails even during the break, as per my normal. And then we look forward to a great stretch run into the winter break through the month of December. Lots of exciting things coming up then. Without further ado, I hope everyone has a Minogijigad, Minwa, Baba P.